Been too long. All right. Scotty?
No.
We're already 3 minutes late. I'm going to call the June 21st, 2016 Mechanicsburg Borough Council meeting to order. We'll begin with the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call.
President Whitcomb.
Here.
Vice President Mitchell.
Here.
Councilman Anthony. Mallard.
Here.
Kalman.
Here.
Stoner.
Here.
Weber. Junior Councilperson Hawkinsmith.
Here.
Mayor Ritter.
Here.
Solicitor Point.
Here.
Engineer Rogowski.
Here.
Chief Myers. Chief Seacrest.
Here.
Cut off 66.
Here. Thank you. Before we begin, anybody that wishes to speak, please speak up because we have some extra noise in the room now. We got fans running to keep us a little bit cool, so it's a little difficult to hear. And most of you don't have any trouble hearing me, but the rest, some people talk a little lower. So do we have any guests?
No, sir.
Okay. Citizens' comments or requests? Are there any additions to the agenda?
No, sir.
Okay. We have a motion for approval of the agenda. Motion is made. Seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Correspondence.
I passed out for council a notice from the Cumberland County Recycling and Solid Waste Authority about their hazardous household waste collection. They're looking for communities to sponsor their collection, and I wanted to give you the information to consider, and then hopefully we can talk about it at the July 5th meeting. Currently, the borough receives about $16,000 from DEP as part of our 904 grant, which is general fund monies. The thought process was maybe possibly from that revenue source, the borough could make a small donation to contribute to deferring the cost of that event. We can discuss that at the July meeting.
Thank you. Dale? Anything else? Any other correspondence? No? We'll need a motion for approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of council held on June 7th, 2016.
I'll make that motion.
Motion's been made,
Second.
seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Manager report.
Just another successful Jubilee Day with no events. I'd like to thank the staff for all their hard work and cooperation, working together to make the event go off that much.
Thank you. Mayor?
Thank you very much. May 18th, the 8th annual Neuro Games at Health South Rehabilitation Hospital. Cheered on the Mechanicsburg Change of Team. 27th, sworn to Office of Mechanicsburg's newest patrol officer, Kyle Floyd. 30th, during the Memorial Day Parade sponsored by the Mechanicsburg Veterans Council. The 30th introduced President Lincoln. He gave his famous Gettysburg Address at the Lincoln Cemetery, portrayed by Doug Kirkland. The cemetery is maintained by Vietnam Veterans of Mechanicsburg. June 1st, took part in Mechanicsburg Place Advisory Board meeting. Second, attended the Battle of Midway commemoration ceremony at the Navy Support Activity. June 2nd, the Appalachian Trail Museum Hall of Fame banquet at Allenbury. I served popcorn for 2 hours nonstop at the Joseph T. Simpson Summer Reading Group Kickoff. The 4th Keystone Trails Association celebrated National Trail Days at their new office, 46 East Main Street, Stockton. The 4th Citizens Fire Company Annual Banquet held at the Mechanicsburg Club. The 9th gave retired American flag to Troop 190 and visited their retirement ceremony at Memorial Park. The 10th sworn to Office of Mechanicsburg's Chief of Police, Marvin Myers, reception followed. The 10th Mechanicsburg Area School Alumni Association held their 123rd annual dinner at West Shore Country Club. June 19th, Hampton Township Patrolman Jason Juleseth was the Crime Watch guest. His humorous show and tell about home-built bombs was extremely interesting and educational. Products available locally. Summer Hartford Street. June 16th, with all Jubilee Day sight, sounds, and fun food, the Mechanicsburg Museum opened their new 50s exhibit. merit citations to the Mechanicsburg Girl Scout Gold Award achievers, Kyle Bell and Gwendolyn Little. The 20th Friends of the Library began moving their books to the new location in Waxhaw. A trivia question submitted by Ron Adams. What is the name of the alley behind Borough office? Some people that work for the post office may know, but Ron submitted it as Clover Alley. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, report.
Thank you, Mayor. Chief?
Why do I have to bother?
Because hopefully you're shorter.
I got two thank yous from two different events that our officers attended recently. One was for Rodney Temple and Ethan Paulus, CSOs Tom Summers and Jared Uber for participating in the bladder cancer walk. The organizer felt that our assistance was everything run smoothly for that, and it was a very successful event. The other one was for Detective Temple and Officer Wolf for participating in literacy night under the lights at the Mechanicsburg football stadium with very small children, of course. And they wanted to make sure that they thanked us properly for coming and helping make the event successful event.
Thank you. Solicitor?
Yes, I believe Ms. Jerk has passed out the redevelopment information concerning the iceberg loans, and just by way of comment, there's 3 waivers that were previously granted. We've now come full circle. We did this back in February, but there was an appraisal was pending. We've now gone through a whole different funding program, and it's now $425,000 is what it's been appraised at. The dollar amount for the loan is still the same that the borough is granting, is $60,000. The terms are 10 years at 3%, amortized over 10 years. The motion that is for consideration, speaking with the solicitor for the redevelopment authority, has asked that we would add the additional language behind $327,000. We would also include the language of plus closing costs for that. So when we come to that point, I would just ask for consideration that would be amend the agenda item or when the motion is made.
Thank you. Thank you. Engineer?
Mr. President, we distributed a document dated June 21st. We received the results of the South Market Street televising activity. That is our good news memo.
Yeah.
Basically, what it revealed is a pipe that's in better condition than we suspected. However, essentially 41% of it can be rated as poor. Another 40% of it can be rated as fair. And only 20% of the total area within that paving project can be recommended as good. There are a number of areas. The second page, I think, really tells the tale. A number of pictures. The upper left-hand picture, shows the amount of debris that's collected in some stretches of this pipe, as well as the corrosion that's occurred on the top wall. That pipe is a metal pipe that's buried. It has a finite lifespan. The picture on the upper right-hand corner is actually where the pipe is missing completely, and that's just the stone that's on the sidewall.
They're the storm sewer pipes.
Storm sewer, correct. I'm sorry, you're right. Talk about the center. Lower left-hand corner is just a picture of some area that a pipe that's in reasonable condition, but there's actually some indentations in the top, which are hard to kind of see in the picture, that's been deformed by something at some point in time. There's multiple indentations along that run. And the lower right is just an example of where a repair at one point in time has occurred, where a larger pipe, a smaller pipe is shoved in a larger pipe. There's actually a section of pipe that the pipe size and/or material changes 7 times in between 2 inlets. So I mean, we're at a point now that is it stable enough to probably pave over top of it? I would say yes. Your possibility of something failing is probably pretty high. Where that you can't be really predicted. I would start my money, my gambling on the spot with Mike but nonetheless, we could get through this. I would think with some reasonable outlay of cash just to kind of repair things as they pop up. But at the same time, you know, I think the video tells a tale of woe, where we put a Band-Aid on, a Band-Aid on, a Band-Aid on. And I think there needs to be some reasonable conversation about, you know, are we gonna, not are we gonna take it seriously, but, you know, what is the ultimate plan? It's not gonna go away. It's gonna continue.
It's going to get worse.
It's gonna get worse. And we have the opportunity now, I hate to say it's gonna be on sale, but the project would be on sale because we wouldn't have to incur the extra cost of doing the wearing on top. We could do this work for $4,000.
My question to you, Greg, is that pipe where there is no pipe existing, do you know where that's located?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we know exactly what that's.
Is there an extended period that is no pipe at all?
There is a section of main out of the, you know, thousands of feet that we televise. It's a fairly small section, you know, 20 feet. It's actually perforated like that. We took that picture in kind of a worst case scenario.
Okay.
But yeah, that certainly would be one, for example, that we should do.
That,
No matter what.
yeah, that should be done before it's paid, period.
Correct, yes. So you kind of have these three levels of potential investment. The very lowest level, just go in there and fix what's absolutely broken. With the understanding you'll probably have to fix more when they pave it, because there's a good chance something will collapse when they pave it. Level 2 is you do the core sections, the poorest sections, and level 3 is the core and the fair, so everything, core and fair, we do it all at one time. Now those carry obviously escalated price tags, probably, you know, 30,000, 200,000, 400,000. So that's the order of magnitude that we need to talk about. There's also other ramifications. We're going to dig this pipe up, we're going to put it in the ground. In the process, we're going to remove essentially the entire length of the curb along that side of the street. As everybody's well aware, curb and sidewalk are touchy issues within the borough. We need to talk about how that plays out. If that curb would be replaced with the project or not. It would have to be replaced. Let me back up. It would have to be replaced. Who's going to pay for it? And those things.
Now, allegedly, let's say we can convince PennDOT to put this back to 2018.
Yep.
That would give us a year to be able to get in and take care of whatever we can take care of financially.
Absolutely. And we're, with the PennDOT project is currently scheduled to let in January of 2017. So that really is 6 months away. We can't get this work,
No.
even the repair work could be done. I'm not saying it couldn't be done, but it would be done. The repair work and plus the curb and sidewalk work that we're going to be responsible for probably will not happen. So I think we're already at the point we're behind the 8 ball, which we told PennDOT, so they're aware, but they're just not moving. They're not officially saying, we're going to commission that. If this coupled along with the repairs that need to be done to the sanitary system, along with the force main that does the park and potentially be running down the center of Market Street, you know, all of the reasons are there. And common sense applies, that we would put this project on hold. I think what I would recommend is the Borough Council authorize staff to send a letter on behalf of the borough, copy whatever political entities need to do that.
Anybody and
To
everybody.
the district executive, not just the little project manager,
Yeah.
you know, and really ramp up that effort to get a firm commitment from PennDOT to push that paving project back.
Greg, what is keeping the water in where there's no pipe? Is it just debris
Well-
or the ground itself?
Yeah, the soil in Cumberland County is a lot of clay. Okay, so what happens is, you know, just because that area is there, that clay is somewhat impermeable. Okay, so I think there's just enough clay there. You can even see the seed there.
Right,
yeah.
That's keeping that stuff stuck there. Keep looking for that. The other issue is the pipe needs cleaned out, and unfortunately, it's been left go long enough that borough forces will not be able to do it. It needs to be a contract job to clean it out. I mean, it's thick in there. They have some issues. You can tell them like it. Robot through there. If we don't do anything, we need to talk about it. We need to clean it in there. So,
The only thing is, if we don't do anything, it's gonna go up and will become worse. But if we clean out what we have televised, what happens down the road where the rest of it is?
and the same issue occurs. This what we're talking about now is just from Simpson South. Okay?
Simpson South.
Simpson South, yes. Simpson South to Rubon, basically. Just the piece they're going to pay. There's still that leg between Simpson, through Market, under the railroad tracks to Allen Street. And
Yeah, well, that's. I
Yeah, that's a whole
understand.
different ballgame,
I know
so-
that, I understand the problems down here, but that's gonna, The worst part of it is we'll probably force more water down here if we put newer pipe.
Potentially. Now, I will say these systems are already undersized, and just because of the construction constraints, we wouldn't be able to put much bigger pipe in there. It's already there. And the plastic pipe, does have a service life of, it hasn't been proven yet, it's probably 75 to 100 years versus a metal pipe.
About 7,500 years, I'll be dead.
What is the diameter of most of that?
Most of it's 24. Jack, if you look at the last page, it does pull out. And, like I said, you got to look at the first page where it changes from 24 to 18, 24, 18, 24, 20, 24, 24. In that stretch. So,
Would you like staff to look at possible ways to fund these projects? Is that something that you want to see as
And
funding
again-
for the project? Do you want us to give you some proposals on how we provide funds for these repairs? Are you looking for us to provide alternative funding options?
If there's any, well, we know we have funding for the sanitary sewer.
Yes, we're fine there.
And do we have a price on replacing this yet?
what?
Is that,
Yeah.
those figures are what you come up
Correct.
with?
Now, I will say this though too. If the comfort level of council is only to invest $100,000 in this project, I'm grabbing a number from you. Whatever that number is, we will take those funds and stretch them to the greatest extent possible and pick out areas. We try to do some type of objective evaluation of what would make sense to do altogether.
Yeah.
Based on what needs done, and you're not going to replace half a pipe in 2 minutes. You're going to go and replace it. So, if, as Glenn mentioned, if there's some funding options out there that are more favorable to council that are lower than $189,000, which probably are, we can figure out where to best use that money. So, we would look to council or staff to provide a number to work back.
If you can come up with some kind of funding areas, like, if you have any leftover money laying around, we're gathering
I
up.
don't think.
I don't think so either.
$450,000 is not going to
Yeah.
laying around, but we will look at ways to, council could consider to generate the funds. Provide this amount.
Right, I know it's possible in sewer line, it's not possible in stormwater, slip lining.
Yeah, in this particular case with the fact that the pipe is, multiple sidings and things like that, it's not a situation that's
I thought maybe in some of the areas that were 50, they didn't get a lot of.
If they do pull an HDPE fuse liner for some of these things, I don't think we're going to do it here.
Well, Greg, that would be, they also have to clean those out. I mean, from looking at those videos, some of the storm pipes are over half full.
Well, they're running half full, and then the one's got all kinds of vents in the top of it, the other pipe's not gonna fly.
I went through all the videos, and believe me, that's entertaining. And if you guys want to try that, come on in, I got one.
Jack, you can have.
I'll take
Oh, I
that
see.
one.
You can take that on your vacation too.
Absolutely, they'll play with the oldie player.
I can put them on your front door. The videos were provided, if you click on
Most of the storm pipes, there's one or two that's actually clean, but most of them are half to, almost some of them are 3/4 full of debris.
Is there a way of cleaning the ones that can be cleaned that we don't have to replace to save some money?
Yeah, but unfortunately, you don't know what's under that debris.
I understand that, but I think you have to take a shot and try it. I mean, we don't have the kind of money to replace that much pipe. So if we take, I don't know how much it costs to clean them out, but if we clean them out and we can use that pipe as that pipe, but I have to dig it up and replace it, it's gonna save us a little bit of money.
When we cleaned the beehive the last time, we spent $15,000 to clean it.
50.
15,000
oh.
to clean it. Last time we had Mr. Rehab come in and clean the beehive.
Yeah, they're not going to, unfortunately, you're going to go into it blind, because they're going to give you an hourly rate, they're not going to quote you.
Right, I understand.
You know what I mean, so you're going to kind of.
Well, we can almost tell them this is how much we're gonna spend. Just, you get that far and you can't go any further, you stop. I mean, we've gotta get some of them cleaned out.
Yeah.
And same thing, we can work it backwards, we can take the dollar amount and try to figure, maybe it's a combination of, well, it will be a combination of cleaning. We're not gonna clean the section to replace, so,
Yeah.
at least they can fix the worst of the worst. And-
Hopefully we're going to be the catch basin.
Yeah, exactly.
What you need from us, Greg, to move forward on the request?
I think it's just, I don't know if it needs a motion to authorize the staff to do a letter, or just direct staff to do a letter.
And hire. We just, want to make that motion?
Well, solicitor said we don't need.
I don't think you need a motion, I think the direction of staff, as we're looking forward to issue that letter.
Yeah, we have a request for a reply from PennDOT that we haven't responded to because we were waiting, so we can combine that with the letter and get that out to them.
Just let them know that we don't have the money right now. If they have any they want to give us, we'll take it. All right, and we'll take care of that, right? Craig, you got anything?
That's it, I got that.
Fire chief.
Thank you, Mr. President. In May of 2016, fire department responded with 9 mutual aid calls. We also had 14 calls in the borough and 2 additional fire police, just fire police only, totaling 16 or a total of 25 for the month. I attended the borough fire department, borough department head meeting. Also attended a meeting at the Emergency Service Training Center in Carlisle in reference to the training site up there and getting that up and running. Held a borough fire officers meeting, and a report on Jubilee Day, we only had 1 traffic accident, no fires. Traffic accident was minor at York and Keller Street, although we did have several safety items which we addressed and either have been resolved or are being addressed as we speak. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you. Junior council person.
Thank you, Mr. President. Basically, commencement was June 1st and it's summer break, so fall sports are getting into swing, football is lifting, cheerleading, band, your typical summer break, and school starts in 2 months.
Thank you. The agenda items, Glenda.
Motion to request approval of a $60,000 loan to Derek and Taylor Eisenberger for the property located at 516 East Main Street, Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania, which will be in a second lien position behind Members First Loan for $327,000 plus closing costs and waiving the loan amount maximum, waiving the loan location requirement, and waiving the loan to value requirement, and authorizing council to execute any and all documents necessary to facilitate the loan.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Discussion and possible action to approve the use of capital improvement funds for repair of the air conditioning system at 33 West Allen Street in the amount of $13,121. This is an unbudgeted expense.
Now, before I'm going to abstain from that vote, but just for your information, that is a replacement, not a repair. Okay.
I'll make that motion.
Motion's been made, seconded. All in favor?
But wait.
Question.
Just a question. Just for clarification, this is through an existing contract, that the service contract that the borough has with Zimmerman, is that correct? And that the dollar amount there is the $13,121 is I've reviewed with staff, it's a component part, it's for a rental of a lift to get the unit up to the roof. And when those 2 component parts of the necessary repairs, both of those component parts that add into the 13,121 or below, the requirement for the public bidding of the 10,500 requirement of the 3 telephone poles. So we're compliant with that. Secondarily, then, Mr. President, you had indicated at the committee meeting, disclosure as to your employment with Zimmerman, which would be
I'll be
considered
abstaining on the vote,
from that vote.
Yep.
Can I just ask, is that because there's a service contract that means we might be saving money over having another company?
Yeah, I was gonna ask if we could, can we go out for a competitive bid if we have a service contract, or can we not?
I think, in all honesty, I think we are in service contracts with three different organizations.
We have contracts with two. The
Two.
sewer treatment plant contracts with McClure. We contract here with Zimmerman's.
And the park contracts with,
They don't have a written contract.
Oh, they don't have a-
But the park traditionally used to use Wilbur for their service.
so I think probably what we ought to do is go out and RFP for all of them. And after, do your roles.
We don't have any here now, so, I mean,
There is nothing back here in this room, the hallway. Yeah.
my office.
And as you can see, I mean, what has been spent on this unit, this is an original 1999 unit that's up on this roof that runs this. And the paperwork that I provided earlier tonight, the $9,780.50 we've spent since 2006 just on this unit to try to keep it running. The cost to repair this unit now puts it over the number of replacing the unit would be what we've spent, in the last 6 years on this unit up here.
Not to mention, the new unit will run more efficiently.
I mean, we certainly
I mean, how much?
can do whatever you would like.
Get an extra quote, something.
It's a time thing. I mean, we're going into July and August. This is a 5-day turnaround on it. I mean, this is June, and you
It's
see
5
what it's like
days
in here now.
to get the parts and arrange for, it's gonna be, if we call tomorrow morning, it'll still be another 7 to 10 days before it's fixed. If we have to go out for competitive bids and come back to you in July, we're gonna be halfway through July before it's fixed. But if that's what council desires, staff will do that.
How long is the air now?
About 2 weeks.
No, I haven't budgeted.
It was out for
Probably
Jubilee Day when we had our command system in this room.
Maybe it's
We
been-
talked to the chief, but
It's been about 2 weeks back.
About 10 days. 10 days.
So it was partially working before?
Whether this one interferes with one over there or vice versa.
This one interfered with the one upstairs,
That's it.
and when Chief came down about 2 weeks ago, he came down and talked to me about it. We had Zimmerman's out to do the repair. They repaired the one upstairs. They noticed that this one was not functioning at all. With us having, the offices are on a separate system right now. So we didn't notice it until we came back here, and that's when, I think it was the last council meeting we had in here, and how it was starting to get warm.
It was the hard meeting before.
It was the hard meeting, yep.
So at
That's
the
what it was.
beginning of June, we noticed that it wasn't functioning.
And they shut it down completely because it wasn't doing anything, it was sitting up there wasting electricity.
So we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? All in favor? Opposed?
Just note for the record that Mr. President had abstained.
Yes. Good. I did not.
Discussion and possible action to direct staff to prepare a resolution in support of the joint land use study with the neighbor support activity in Camden Township. I provided you in your packets a sample resolution that Camden has prepared. We're not required to participate, we've been invited to participate. I talked to Mr. Slutz at Naval Support Activity. They're going to move forward with the land use study, which will include looking at stormwater and transportation issues in the areas surrounding naval support activity, and they're going to do that in conjunction with Camden Township. There's a 10% municipal contribution required when you enter into a study with any of the government entities regarding their installations. Hampton will meet that 10%, but Hampton had asked us to participate at a 30%. So if you want to participate, the outlay would be about $6,900. And the end product is a land use study, which is a little bit more in-depth report than our comprehensive plan. It would span the Hampton Mechanicsburg Naval Support Area. Participation is totally up to council. They can choose to do that, or you can choose to pass on it.
$7,000.
$6,970 and change is 30% of the 22,500, and is the 10% looking at. The rest of the cost of the 225,000 is picked up by naval support.
So it's gonna cost us $7,000?
Yeah, if you want to participate.
$6,900.
And how can this benefit us?
It takes a look at traffic patterns, land development, land use, and stormwater in all the areas surrounding the naval base, and it will make suggestions for long-term planning in those areas.
But that information will be available anyhow, because
Yep.
Hampton's moving forward.
So you can choose not to participate. If you participate, you would be invited to assign someone to go to the meetings. They would hold resident outreach meetings here, and get our residents input as well. If you choose not to participate, Hampton will drive the study, but the study will still be available at the end of the day. It's totally up to you whether you wish to participate or whether you don't. I didn't want to deny you the ability to
Right,
participate.
okay, all right,
Choose,
I would make a motion to take it away.
Motion to table?
Second.
Motion to table. Doesn't take a second. Motion is tabled.
Want to have a vote on that motion, sir?
All in favor?
There we go.
Opposed? Motion carried. I'm sorry.
Discussion of possible action on the handicap parking permit renewal for Michael Larkin at 209 South North Street. This was put on the agenda without being provided to Chief, so she may wish to take a look. No, you're good with it? Okay, they have time to check it out. On this communication and stuff. Staff recommends that take approval. The department didn't find anything. Yes, an existing space and there's no changes.
I'll make that motion.
Motion's been made. Seconded. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
Approval of expenditures for May 1st, 2016 through May 31st, 2016. Amount so
Make that motion.
Motion's been made. Second. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Any citizen comments? Any other business? Roger? Yes. Linda? Chief?
No.
Mayor? Jack? Scott?
Yes, sir.
Anything from the junior council?
Yes, sir.
All right. We are going to adjourn to an executive session on matters of personnel with no action to be taken.